Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome to Overwatch Central. Now we didn't really mention anything about the PTR patch that went out last night, and that's because it was basically the same stuff that was on the forums on the Saturday, I believe it was, with the Brigitte and Doomfist nerfs and what Blizzard were planning to do with it. We quickly checked what the changes were, saw that they were the same and just left it at that. But now today I want to talk about the state of Brigitte at the moment, because there are a lot of questions wondering if this is the end of GOATS comp, because Brigitte is such a big factor in that. Whilst you would be true to say that Brigitte is the main centerpiece of the composition, the recent nerfs haven't alleviated that problem. And hearing from other pros' perspectives, it sounds like these changes are just going to make GOATS a little bit better, especially when you tie in the Doomfist nerfs. So that's what we're going to talk about today. IGDQD sums it up perfectly, so we'll go over what was said there. But just as a reminder, let's go over what the changes were. So the changes I went through yesterday for Brigitte is that her shield bash, the damage was reduced from 50 to 5, effectively making it useless at dealing damage. And the cooldown on the passive was reduced from 1.5 seconds to 1 second, with the duration increased from 5 to 6 seconds. So it means that the total healing increased is from 80 to 100. Now this isn't healing per second, that's one thing that you need to be really clear on. Brigitte's healing per second has not gone up. Brigitte's passive healing does 80 overall over a 5-second duration, so that means that it does 16 healing per second. Now it does 100 over a 6-second period. 100 divided by 6, that's 16.666, recurring of course. Okay, I lied, it has gone up but not by a big amount. Less than 1. So she hasn't had a healing increase. That needs to be made very clear as people are looking at this and going, oh, she's a better healer. It isn't true. I first thought that, but I had to double check. It's the same amount, it just lasts for longer. Which is the main reason why this makes GOATS a lot stronger, or at least one of them. Brigitte's passive healing with this kind of composition though is almost always on. So Brigitte's still causing issues. But this isn't the first time that a hero's had a full composition based around them. They had the hero at a centerpiece, the main suspect, the ringleader, so to speak, of the big problem around that composition and why it was working so well. Back in the day, Triple Tank, it was Anna, and she was nerfed considerably. After that, Triple Tank did die off because Anna couldn't keep everybody alive as much as she could before. There was no Moira back then, remember, it was just Zenyatta, Mercy, or Lucio, and nobody could really do the same amount as old Anna back in the day, so that composition went away because the main centerpiece of that comp, Anna, was nerfed and it all fell apart after there. Now you could take that same approach with Brigitte because she is the same. This composition came because she was added into the game, made tanks and Death Ball a lot stronger, and so if you take a Brigitte out of the game, i.e. delete her like some people want to, GOATS would in fact go away. Blizzard are doing that currently. Well, they're not deleting her, but they are nerfing her quite considerably. But the thing is that these nerfs and changes aren't really going anywhere. That's what Elk said on Twitter, as we went over before, but also what IDDQD said. This is what he said on his stream.
Doom's getting nerfed, so is Brig. Well, here's the problem, chat, and I'll be completely honest with you. Hate me for all you want by saying this, but the Brigitte nerfs are actually not going to do anything at all. The nerfs that they're giving to her is not why she's strong in GOATS comp in the first place. So, nerfing Doomfist will actually make GOATS stronger. And Brig's role in the GOATS setup is actually not getting nerfed at all. So, if you guys think we're going to get rid of GOAT with this patch, no. All it does is essentially saying that Reinhardt is going to have a more important role in the GOAT setup. That's it.
The thing that he did also mention was the fact that you have Doomfist nerfs in there with his Meteor Strike, the previous nerfs that he had previously. He was a really strong counter to GOATS comp, but now that he's being repressed a little bit, it means that GOATS don't really effectively have many counters anymore. Another example of a Brigitte nerf actually benefiting GOATS comp has to do with a nerf that came to Shield Bash. Shield Bash could no longer travel or stun through targets' barriers. Probably spotted the gameplay on in the background. It was of course Team UK showing USA how to play GOATS comp, and we've been watching Kim's perspective for quite a while. It is very much hold W and left click, but how he uses the Shield Bash is really important and certainly something to keep an eye on. He never wastes it. He always uses it to either stun a Reinhardt so fusions can follow through with the Earth Shatter, to stun the Brigitte so the rest of Team UK can burn down USA's Brig as quick as possible, or just him finding the target, the rest of Team UK focusing, the stun comes in, that hero can't do anything for the time being, Team UK eat them alive. So what realistically changes if you get rid of the Shield Bash? The reason why I wanted to use the Team UK gameplay in the background is that they were known for running that synergy and strategy between Kib stunning Muma on the Reinhardt and the Earthshatter following through straight afterwards from Fusion. We've spoken about it quite a lot on the channel, and that wouldn't be able to happen if it was played on the PTR now, right? But does that mean that Team UK wouldn't run that strategy? No. But the main problem is that your two main targets when you're trying to take out the enemy team's GOATS comp, i.e. the Reinhardt and the Brigitte, can no longer be stunned if they have their shields up. So you, as a Brigitte, if you want to focus either the Reinhardt or the Brigitte, you're going to have a much harder time being able to stun them for the burst damage to follow through. Not impossible, but just a lot harder. So what does that mean? The two main targets on your enemy team's GOATs are going to be a lot harder to kill. They will think the same about you if you're both running in the same composition, and you can see where I'm going with this. Neither team dies at that rate. You can definitely tell that the pro tiers or players in the highest tiers really value being able to take out targets in a GOATS comp as quickly and efficiently as possible because they're running Zenyatta in that composition. They want to put a Discord orb, as you see quite a lot from Boombox, putting it onto Team USA's Brigitte or Muma on the Reinhardt, and they want to just put so much pressure on him and burn him down as fast as possible. All of these subtle nuances that were a way of breaking down another team's GOATS comp are going away. So this match would look very different. What it would be like 30 to 60 second engagements constantly going on, with very little to separate these compositions other than who uses what ults in what situation. So Ryan, if Brigitte has been nerfed, but GOATS comp has been made a lot stronger, you might turn around and say, well, is Brigitte not the problem in a GOATS comp then? I mean, there's 5 other heroes in that team comp, right? Maybe it's the Lucio's fault. Well, not really, he's just there to speed boost people in and have a sound barrier, which is a huge ultimate in that situation. Oh, is it the Moira? Again, no, you can switch in an Ana or a Zenyatta if you wanted to. In fact, Zenyatta has been used the most. Is it Reinhardt? His life's going to be a lot easier, but Winston can be played there too. Diva's always going to be played, that's a whole nother topic for another day, but Zarya, again, can be switched in for a Roadhog. So if you take a Brigitte out of GOATS comp, it falls apart. You take out a Zarya, or a Zenyatta, or even a Lucio in some cases, you can still make that composition work because the Brigitte keeps it alive. But the point is that you can't really nerf Brigitte and GOATS at the same time. So that's the difficult thing that Blizzard need to do. They need to dissect this hero out of this composition, try to bring them both down without just completely nuking Brigitte's capability. I like these changes so far, but it hasn't done anything to fix GOATS comp by any stretch. So I do think we're going to be seeing more and more Brigitte make her way onto the PTR. The good news, however, is that we're getting more regular balance patches. If I were to guess, we've had about 3 patches over the last week or 2 weeks or so. The 3 balance patches before those, I imagine, went out over the space of a couple of months. So big change from Blizzard's part to balance the game. Yeah, I don't think it's done much to fix the current state of the meta. But let us know what you think in the comments below. Just a brief explanation into why, whilst Brigitte has been nerfed and nerfed hard, GOATS is not going anywhere. In fact, it just got a little bit stronger. Thanks for watching, take care, we'll see you next time.